Hello, Fiverr. My name is Arafat Shabazz, and this is an official agreement, job agreement between Arafat Shabazz and the Fiverr user that's going to be doing this job. I'm just going to explain exactly what I expect to be done on this job and all the criteria. And once the jobber, the person who's going to create it, uh, watches this video, his job is to post a message in the message board saying I agree to the terms and conditions of the video. So here's the terms and conditions. The user is going to be creating me a landing page. A landing page is essentially a graphical page that ultimately have a form on there where people can give you their name, phone number, and email, and then press submit, and that data will be saved in a data file or off-site location where I can continuously collect people's information. So the individual is going to be provided a template, meaning that he's going to be provided this page with graphics already created. He's going to be provided a link to this page, and he's going to be able to take this page and take the source code into a HTML editor and duplicate this page. It is his responsibility to duplicate this page exactly how it looks. In the source code, he'll be able to find the CSS, which is a style sheet which sees the type of text you see and the size. So his job is to duplicate the page exactly how it looks, close as possible. But the most important function of all is not only duplicating everything you see on this page, but making sure these PHP function forms work. So essentially his job is to make sure that I'll be able to put my information in each of these forms, and when I press the get report button or submit button, that data will be transferred into a data file on a server, whether that's a website or an external file where I can continuously collect data, meaning each entry can be compiled. So that's his job, and that's the main function of the job, to reproduce what you see graphically, but also have working fields where they're collecting the data and saving it and storing it in a file. Lastly, there's another button right here that he can reproduce, and it must be able to click on as a link. Once the data is submitted, that means that people put in their data. It's his job to recreate this landing page, where after you click this link to submit the data, and it must submit it and save it, it must also allow you to redirect the page once the get report button is pressed to a page of my choosing. So it has to have a redirect function in here. Lastly, other than creating the exact landing page that you see here, it must look the same visually, either as good or better. It also must, each of these fields must be required fields. That means that if none of these fields are filled out, that it should not allow anybody to click submit. It should give them an error message saying you didn't fill out a field. It also should know if you're using numbers or letters. So in the email field, you can use numbers, letters, or anything. In the phone number field, it should only allow numbers. That means that if somebody put anything other than numbers in there, they can use dashes, but no letters like ABC in there should be accepted. And lastly, the overall landing page that he must duplicate, which is the one you see before you, must be mobile responsive, or responsive in general. Mobile responsive means that if I pulled up this page on a smaller tablet, it will resize to fit that tablet. If I pulled up this page on a mobile phone, it will resize to fit the mobile phone. And also it must be browser responsive. And let me give you an example what that means. That means that if I hold CTRL and go like this, you would see the page be able to minimize, but in a responsive, concise way. And if I maximize, it will be able to maximize in a centered, responsive way. That's called responsive websites or mobile responsive. So lastly, that's the last criteria. If he's able to deliver on all the core criterias of this video, and he agrees to deliver on all the core criterias of this video, then I'll be able to give him the job that we agreed upon. So if you agree to these terms and conditions, sir, please go to the chat and say, I agree to the terms and conditions of the video. And once you do that, we'll have a deal. Thanks.